On April 23, 2026, the United States Department of Justice unsealed a criminal indictment that permanently altered the intersection of national security and decentralized finance. The charges did not target a conventional Wall Street insider or a foreign cyber intelligence operative. Instead, the focus fell directly on an active duty master sergeant within the elite ranks of the U.S. Army Special Forces. His alleged crime was entirely unprecedented, treating a classified, sovereign military invasion as a personal, high-yield betting opportunity on the decentralized blockchain prediction market. This is a forensic examination of how $33,000 of informed capital compromised a multi-million-dollar geopolitical operation. To understand the mechanics of this breach, one must first analyze the profile of the operator, Gannon Ken Van Dyke. Enlisting in the United States Army in September 2008, Van Dyke spent nearly 2 decades climbing the most demanding echelons of the American military infrastructure. By 2023, he obtained the elite rank of Master Sergeant. He was designated 18Z, or 18 Zulu, a senior enlisted advisor for the Special Forces Detachment. More critically, his day-to-day role evolved into that of a communications and systems specialist, supporting the Joint Special Operations Command. He was a trusted link in the data chain, a man whose spotless disciplinary record granted him access to the country's most closely guarded operational frameworks. That trust was anchored by an explicit legal framework. In September 2018, Van Dyke signed a strict SCI, a sensitive compartmented information non-disclosure agreement, binding him to a lifetime protection of state data. Years later, on December 8, 2025, he was integrated into a high-stakes operational plan for a secret joint task force mission codename Operation Absolute Resolve. He then signed a secondary Western Hemisphere operation contract. He gave his word, under penalty of federal law, never to reveal or exploit the details of the mission to capture Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. But within 18 days of learning the exact parameters, timelines, and logistics of the raid, Van Dyke began constructing an alternative digital infrastructure to cash in on his access. On December 26, 2025, utilizing a VPN, or a virtual private network, configured to route through a foreign country to obscure his physical location, Van Dyke created an account on a decentralized platform, Polymarket. Over the course of the next week, between December 27th and January 2nd, he executed 13 highly concentrated trades. While the public market viewed a U.S. military intervention in Venezuela as a statistical impossibility, pricing yes shares at mere pennies, Van Dyke knew the exact date of the coming raid. On New Year's Day, January 1st, 2026, while his fellow soldiers prepared their weapons, Van Dyke completed a massive consolidation, absorbing 73,685 individual binary contracts. His total wager reached a precise $33,034. The operational execution was flawless. The financial cover-up was not. In the early morning hours of January 3rd, 2026, tactical forces successfully captured Maduro. Minutes later, a photograph was taken of Van Dyke on the open deck of the ship at sunrise, dressed in full combat fatigues and carrying an operational rifle. That image automatically synced to his Google account ledger, placing him definitively at the scene of the operation. By midday on January 3rd, the news hit the global press wires. The binary contracts instantly resolved to a value of $1 per share. In a matter of minutes, Van Dyke's account balance inflated, netting a clean $409,881 in pure profit, which he immediately swept from the platform. As the digital asset community began flagging a massive anonymous pre-raid ragers, Van Dyke panicked. On January 6, 2026, he contacted Polymarket support, falsely claiming he had lost access to his email account and demanding his registration trail be permanently deleted. Between then and March, he scrubbed the funds through a foreign cryptocurrency vault before nesting them in a stock brokerage account. However, Van Dyke underestimated the fundamental nature of a blockchain ledger, the fact that it is public and permanent. As a result, throughout February and March, the FBI's criminal division and IRS criminal investigation traced the automated routing of his $409,000 profit as it cleared a foreign cryptocurrency vault into a domestic digital asset platform and finally settled into said retail stock brokerage account. On the morning of April 23, 2026, the illusion of a regulatory blind spot vanished. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York unsealed a 5-count federal criminal indictment. That same day, FBI tactical agents executed an arrest warrant directly at his Fayetteville, North Carolina residence, taking him into custody to face trial in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. Van Dyke discovered that no matter how sophisticated your tactical training is, you cannot outrun the permanent transparency of the ledger. This is the universal template. We do not tell stories. We conduct case studies to isolate the root cause of system failure. Like and subscribe. There will be more.